So up until now, I have not given my opinion on this whole Queen's Court situation. Um, for me, and this is just my 2 cents. So going all the way back, it won't be the beginning, but going back to my beginning with the Queen's Court situation, I started watching it, and I enjoyed the show for the most part. I always loved T.S. Madison. I've always loved T.S. Madison. I've never been a big Kaya fan. Um, I just think I get being real and I get being real and honest. But what I don't get is when you're so real and you're so honest that you real and honest yourself out of stuff and out of opportunities and out of situations. Roasting and gagging, cool. There are people who do it really well, and there are people who, don't do it so well. Kaya does it really well, and I give her that. She does it really well, and it is entertaining. And I find myself being entertained by her, even when I don't want to be. And that's just being honest and being real. When she talks about certain people or certain things, it makes me cringe, but I'm laughing at the same time. And so she's doing her job. It is what it is. When the two, and I feel like together they made gold. It was magic. The two of them together were just magic. They played off each other. The props were on point and cute, and you could tell that there was preparation before the show. You could see it. Now, I wasn't behind the scenes, so I don't know who was doing the preparing. I don't know if it was a group thing. I don't know if it was just T.S. Madison. I don't know. But you could see that there was some preparation done. They had the props all together. I remember the Christmas episode where they had the little gifts for everybody. And it was cute. And it did what its job. It was entertaining. It made me click, right? They fell out. I'm not going to get into the whole who did what, when, where, and how. My opinion is that Kaya wanted to walk away and she found a reason to walk away. Point blank, period. The night that she left, yes, things probably weren't moving smoothly or perfectly, but guess what? It ain't gonna always be smooth or perfect. You are doing a online show in a basement. Shit's gonna happen. That's just it. Y'all had other shows that weren't perfect. Y'all had other shows where shit happened. So why that night? Your business, your reasoning, not mine. So, with that being said, again, I'm not going to rehash and get into all the who did this and who did that. But I will say that I was looking forward to the return of the Queen's Court. I don't really enjoy Kaya's gag room, gag order as much. Because, again, it's missing something. It's missing Maddie to sort of play off of her and sort of balance the roast and gag out. And the quality's not that great. Point blank. It's not. And the same reason you call yourself walking off of the show because shit was fucked up and you wasn't feeling the spirit and the vibe wasn't right. I mean, I don't see what there's a whole big difference in what you're doing out your basement now. But okay. Like I said, I think you were looking for a reason. You found it. Whatever. Now, I love T.S. Madison. I've been following it. I've enjoyed looking at all the videos and reading what everybody had to say. And like I said, I'm just going to go and add my 2 cents. Everybody else is, so let me throw my 2 cents in. Last night was the return of the Queen's Court, which had been very anticipated. I know I have been anticipating it and waiting for it. And the first thing we see is that Maddie changed the name of the show, and she changed it to the Queen's Supreme Court. Now, I don't know if that's a legal situation, because, right now there's some situation with the who owns what, and there may be a legal situation that we're not privy to at this moment. But she changed the name, and everything has been changed. The Queen Supreme Court, the logo, everything says the Queen Supreme Court. I love the intro. Absolutely love the intro. You had the countdown because she knew people were hitting that button right at 10 o'clock. And she kept saying 10ish. She did say 10ish. So, but at 10 o'clock you had the countdown letting you know, okay, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. And so as soon as the countdown was up, boom, we see the chair, right? Boom. And then she moves the chair, and there she is, and she is looking beat for the gods. Do you hear me? With her blonde bob wig, and her makeup was on point. She had a little black thing, and she did her titty shake. She did her thing, and she had even recorded her own song, right? Cool. I loved it. Loved the little song. She played it back again. All right. Everybody was getting into it. The comments was popping. I mean, you couldn't even read them. They was moving so fast. You could tell everybody had tuned in for this. Everybody had tuned in for this. So she comes on and she introduces and she welcomes everybody. And then she says, hey, want to introduce? I have some guest judges for tonight. And so I'm like, so of course everybody had been anticipating who she gonna bring with her, who gonna be her host, Funky Dineva, or I think people threw around Tammy Roman's name, and just some. She did the little the Snapchat little video with New Yorker last week. People was like, is it gonna be New York? Whole bunch of stuff. She said it's not gonna be roast and gag. It's gonna be a little more parody, a little more just comedy with it, keeping it light. So she introduces Lil Mo, which was way out of left field for me. Again, maybe y'all knew, I didn't. Way out of left field. I was like, okay, Lil Mo. She coming off the reality show thing. All right, I'm gonna see where this goes. Cool. Then she introduces Shekinah. I said, okay. I know Shekinah too. Shekinah crazy. Shekinah's hood. She straight. She gonna give it to you straight with no chaser. Cool. She's got a full docket. Cool. She starts off talking about love and hip hop. What immediately hit me was that the sound was fucked up. It really was. And what I don't understand is how nobody knew to fix it. Like, people kept saying it on the comments. Even at one point, Shekinah said, somebody must have sent her a text, because at one point, Shekinah said, hey, can y'all fix the sound? And what Maddie said was, we got to get closer to the mic. So my first suggestion, not that anybody asked, but my first suggestion is get the mics that go in front of you or that clip on you, because people couldn't hear half of what y'all was saying. Every time Lil Mo talked, I couldn't hear her. It was like she was low and mumbling. I had my volume all the way up. I could hear Shekinah because she loud. So I could, for the most part, hear Shekinah. And Maddie was in and out. And then when they got loud, it was too loud. Now, I don't know nothing about sound and all that. Like, I don't know how to do all that stuff, but I know what I heard. I don't know how to fix it, but I know what I heard. And when she runs the show back, she'll hear it and she'll fix it. I believe that. I believe that she'll say, okay, this didn't work, this worked, this didn't work, and she's going to make an adjustment and she's going to fix it. That's my belief until she proves me wrong. So that's my first 2 cents. The next thing I'm going to say is it was a full docket and it was some interesting topics. She did love and hip hop. She did all the love and hip hops, because we're at that point in the season where New York and Miami is ending and Atlanta is starting. So she kind of got 3 for 1 last night, which was cool. She's from Miami, so she was able to give you a little Miami insight. But I think she was honest. I felt like she was honest in what she had to say about Miami, even though that's where she's from. She talked about some of the stuff going on with New York, Love and Hip Hop New York or whatever. And she talked about a lot of stuff. So I can't go down the whole list, but she had a full docket. She took a couple of calls, which went okay. Again, it's a live show, so you can't control what people call in and say. A couple of other quick observations. My second observation was that it seemed like there was no sort of pre-production with her and her 2 judges. And what I mean by that is, I do a podcast, and we do it's pretty much the same concept. We sit around, we talk pop culture, we talk certain subjects, and we kind of bounce off each other, see how everybody feels. And sometimes it goes way left field, and it is what it is. Some topics generate more conversation than others. However, we always sort of have like before we start taping, just a pre-conversation, so everybody knows about the situation. Whatever we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about love and hip hop. Did everybody see it? Did everybody look at love and hip hop? Don't tell me what your opinion is, because I want it to be fresh for the show. I just want to make sure everybody can be in the conversation. That kind of thing. And there have been times when 2 or 3 people have seen a show or a movie that the rest haven't, and we just kind of went with the people who saw it or what have you. But it seemed like they didn't have any type of pre-conversation, because Lil Mo looked lost half the time. And the other half of the time, it seemed like she didn't want to offend anybody. She didn't want to step on any toes. And I can respect that. I absolutely can respect that. She's on Love and Hip Hop. She ain't trying to mess up that check. So probably wasn't a whole lot she wanted to say. If it was negative, I can respect that 100% because I ain't mad at nobody trying to protect their money. But I just felt like Lil Mo was just not. She just wasn't really in the moment with a lot of the subjects. There's a couple of times Maddie was singing and Lil Mo was like, I don't know that song. I don't know that song. Or a TV show or a movie. She was like, I never seen that movie. I don't know that movie. And so I just felt like you just weren't. It was a lot of stuff that just she didn't have an input in because she didn't know anything about it. And she was honest to say it. She didn't try to bullshit us, but at the same time, it just, it didn't flow. Shekinah, on the other hand, she didn't really have an opinion about a lot of stuff, but she was just pretty. She was sort of like the Kaya of the clique, I should say, because she was. I felt like she was doing some roasting and gagging, but not quite as bad as where Kaya goes. She didn't quite go way over where Kaya goes, but there was some roasting and gagging going on. But a lot of things she just didn't care. She's like, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. As long as they making money, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. As long as they making money, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Ain't taking no money out of my pocket. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Well, you're there to care. Like, at a certain point, I need you to have an opinion. They talked about using the word nigga. She didn't care. They talked about Cardi B. She didn't care about Cardi B getting pregnant. She said that ain't gonna. I don't give a fuck. I love Cardi B. I don't care about the fact that she pregnant. Ain't gonna mess up her. It just didn't. I don't know. It was just this. This is my opinion. This is how the show hit me. But I wouldn't kick Shekinah off the show. I will let Shekinah look back at the show and look back at what she did and let her make her adjustments because she's a smart young lady. She's very smart, very talented. I've seen her on different shows here and there, and she was on Family Hustle for a while, and then her and Tiny kind of had their own thing. So she's not no dumb chick. And I think she fully understood what her role was last night, and I think she played her part. I just want her to be just a little more connected to the topics, just a smidgen more. Overall, those are my two big suggestions. I'm not even gonna say criticisms because they're just suggestions that who, because I think that Maddie is going to rotate. I don't think it's going to be the same people every week, and I think you're not going to know who it is. I think it's going to always be somebody different, somebody rotating, which I think is going to be good. I think that's going to be a good format for the show, that she has different people coming in and out that have different opinions about different topics. I think that'll be great, and I think some weeks are going to be better than others because some people are going to have more chemistry than others or better chemistry than others. And so I'm down for that. I'm 100% down for that. I'm gonna look at it again. I wasn't deterred to the point where I'm like, oh, there's some trash, I ain't going back. I love the I feel like that Maddie put a lot of work into it. You could tell that she was ready. Like I said, my only two things are they need to work out the sound. But again, she'll hear that. I'm sure she listened back to the show last night before she even went to bed, and I'm sure they already working on it and gonna fix it. So the sound and just some sort of pre-production with the topics, with the conversation. And again, I wasn't there, so maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe Lil Mo or Shekinah just got a little quiet. It was new, and they were just trying to feel their way through it. So I'm gonna give it a B minus. But I'm definitely gonna watch it again next week. I'm definitely gonna keep up with what Maddie has to say this week. I'm sure she's gonna come on, maybe do a live or two, or go on her Instagram and share some feedback or some information. You could definitely tell that the Maddie haters were in the room and the Kaya supporters were in there making their little comments and stuff. So you can't really buy into that. Like I said, I mean, I'm not going to pick a side, but if I had to pick a side, I think it's obvious which side I pick. But I love Maddie. I love T.S. Madison. I love what she does. I love what she stands for. I love how she carries herself. I just love her. I do. I've been a fan for a long time, and I'm happy for her. And I'm going to buy me a Maddie Mad Ho t-shirt because she said, watch me take this read and turn it into some green, and I'm here for it. All of it. Matter of fact, I'm going to wear it the next time when I get it. I'm going to wear my shirt. But that's just my 2 cents. I think I'm going to try to do Love and Hip Hop New York. Atlanta. I don't know how long I can stick with it. But I'm going to try it. I'm gonna try it. I watched it last night, so I'm gonna do that video and get that up. But again, I got a couple of people watching me, a couple of subscribers. So drop down in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. Did y'all watch it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell me what your opinion is. Let's talk.